Welcome to our video on getting started with Keycloak, presented by Mohammed Niaz from IT Pro Guide. In this section, we're gonna explore the various installation options available for Keycloak. This is going to help you to understand which setup is right for your project, which setup is right for the beginners to learn. So Keycloak offers three main type of installations to fulfill the needs of modern architecture. First, the standalone installation, which is perfect for development or small scale production, where a single instance run on a server. That's it. Very simple, minimal setup. Second one, the standalone HA, that is a high availability setup, which clusters multiple instances for high availability, which is ideal for the environment where you need a critical uptime and load balancing in production environments mainly. Lastly, the managed or cloud installation, where the Keycloak is hosted on a cloud platforms. The difference comes here when you host the Keycloak as a managed service, which means the infrastructure responsibility goes to the cloud provider and you consume Keycloak as a service. And this is also good for the projects you need a level scalability and management service for larger projects in a cloud platform. Focusing on the standalone installation, as you can see in the picture, it's the simplest form designed for environments where quick setup and minimal resources are paramount. This mode is especially suited for the development phases or a small scale deployments, providing an easy to configure option for those who are new to Keycloak or on initial stage of their project. So standalone is going to be the best choice for the people who are new to the Keycloak, so they don't need to jump into the complex architecture or infrastructure setup in the beginning. Before that, they can understand deeply how the Keycloak work. Then they can go and focus on the infrastructure, high availability, multi environments, and all. Moving to the standalone high availability or HA installation, we see a setup that is built for the production environment where reliability and availability cannot be compromised. So you cluster with multiple Keycloak instances, and this configuration ensures that the service remains available and responsive. So looking at the picture, you can see that we have two Keycloak and which is connected to a load balancer, and users request gonna hit on the load balancer. So even one Keycloak is not available, at the same time the second one are capable to respond because we designed the infrastructure with multiple instances and we put it back in a load balancer. So this is gonna help during the partial system failures. Moving to the managed or cloud installation options, which take advantage of the cloud options, especially the managed services that gonna help you to minimize the effort of your engineers who work on the Keycloak. So they don't need to manage the infrastructure, they don't need to manage the high availability network. All these things are managed by the cloud provider. You can simply consume the Keycloak as a service. So this is the benefit of moving to the cloud installation. So if your application are already leveraging the cloud platform, then of course being a Keycloak as a managed service in the cloud is also a greater choice. Now choosing the right installation type is very crucial. How you choose? First you have to understand your requirements, whether it is a development or a production environment, its scalability needs, how many users are gonna use the Keycloak for the authentication, how many applications, and what is the service availability that you agreed with the customer. All these need to be considered before you choose the installation type. So each installation type serves different stages and scale of deployment, from simple setup for testing to complex high availability configurations for critical applications. Here we are learning. So let's begin with a very simple implementation. So Keycloak offer two primary modes of starting its server. So when you download and install the Keycloak, you have two options to start the Keycloak. One is the development mode, which is designed for ease of use. Then the second one is production mode, which you need to prepare your server with some other dependencies. So the simplest one is development mode. So we are going to begin with that. Thank you for joining this Keycloak course. So installation overview is what you have watched, and we have more to come. Stay tuned.